guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is gonna be more of just like a chat video, I feel like, about something that I was thinking about lately. And so what I was thinking about is essentially that I don't want to be like anybody else that I see online or anything around me. And what I realized is, like I said in one of my other videos, is everything that you watch is kind of programming you in a way. Like, it's when you're the one that's observing, it's sort of like those words are programming you, but then when you're the one speaking, you're the one programming others, if that makes sense. Like, we're all doing it to each other all the time, planting seeds in each other's minds in a way. But at the same time, you can also do it for yourself. Like, you can be the one planting seeds in your own mind. And this is why I've actually started to spend less and less time on social media. Like, overall, I find that there's not much stuff to watch anymore because I don't want to be exactly like anyone online. Even the people that are experts, like, sometimes I'll still watch videos that I like because they do have like remnants of things that I do want in my own life. Things like, you know, obviously I've told you I've been watching a lot of content on millionaires and different things that they talk about. I've been watching content on people working out and fitness stuff again because, like, I've always been in that industry though. Like, I've always loved fitness, and lately I've just been immersing myself more in it again. But so things like that I'll watch, or like motivational speeches, just because sometimes I like them just to hype me up and whatever. But you really do start to act similar to the thing that you're inputting more often. And I kind of like to think of it like, if you're starting to input your own dreams and your own words, like with yourself, like you're spending more time alone with yourself, like speaking to yourself in a positive way about like your dreams, then you are essentially programming with, like, I like to think of it like homemade food, like foods made from scratch. As in, my first business, or not my first, I guess second part of my business, whatever, it doesn't really matter. A product that I created in the past, it was a product that I was extremely proud of because nothing was like it on the market. It was like the first one of its kind, really. Like, and I remember I did so much research for it. I did so much to create the product. I created the whole design for it by myself. Like, I did everything, what you could say, from scratch. It's like I cooked it from scratch. You know, when people say let them cook, I'd be like, I cooked it from scratch. Like, I made something that no one had ever made before. And I thought that was so cool. And like, I feel like that's what makes me feel alive, is making these cool things that like the world hasn't seen before, sort of. And like, that's what makes you unique as a person. Like, the people that we admire most in this world are the people that aren't doing what everybody else is doing. They're doing something completely different or unique, and that's how we get new ideas, new concepts in the world. And my belief strongly is that nothing is really impossible. It's just some person needs to be the first one to create the path, and then other people can eventually just, you know, walk in that same path, and then now it becomes a normalized thing that's real and we all believe in it. But before that, it was like one person had to be like, I believe in this and I think this is possible. And then they had to sort of like create a path, create a way out of nothing. So it's almost like they are the path, they are the blueprint, and then everybody else follows them. So just like, there's a runner, I can't remember who it is, I always forget, who ran like the 4-minute mile or something, and before then, like, nobody else could do it, and then once he ran it, it was like all of a sudden everybody else could start to do it too, right? It's like the mind just wants like to see one person do it, and then everybody else just can believe it. But to be that person that walks the path alone, to be the first one to do it, is like really powerful and really cool. And just more and more I've started to believe in my ability to do things no one's done before, like, because I've had downloads of things that I never thought possible. Like, I was downloading information about quantum physics in the past where I'm like, where am I getting this information from? I don't know. Like, it was just coming to me, real names of theories. And like, when I talk about this to people, I don't know like how I can make it more clear that like it was like blowing my mind, because I would get downloads of like actual full theory names and things that I had no awareness of prior to that. Like, words that I'd never heard before were coming into my head. And this is how I know that there's an entire higher intelligence out there that we can tap into and access all the time. Like, it's always there, because I never read those words anywhere else in my life. Like, I never read certain places. I was getting downloads about locations and places I'd never heard of, different like machinery things, and like parts of machines, or like metals and stuff that I never heard of, like elements and things and how they work together. Like, I was just having all these understandings, and it was only because like I was interested in it, and it was almost like the universe just kept giving me more because it was asking for it, because I wanted to know, because I was curious. So if you ask for something, like, asking you shall receive, it's really true. Or if you put the seed out there of just like, like, hey, universe, show me something I've never seen before, or I don't even know. Like, I've said things like, you know, I want to learn, like, the possibilities of humans. Like, what else can we do? Like, you know, what else is possible for us? Like, it's almost like putting an open-ended thing out there and then, like, just seeing what comes back to you. It's like sending out a signal to space or something and then waiting for something to respond. And sometimes that response isn't right away. Sometimes it takes a long time to get back to you, but it's like eventually there'll be an answer, because I promise, like, through every time there's always been an answer to my, like, weird questions or things I put out there. Some of them I'm still waiting on, but, like, honestly, to every one of them in the past that I asked, like, there was an answer that eventually came back. And it can come through symbolism, it can come through you watching something and having a sudden realization. Like, it's interesting, but if you ask for it, like, the universe will show you it. So I don't know, my thing with this whole video is that, like, spend more time talking about the wild ideas you have with yourself, like, things that aren't even currently possible. Like, why not throw ideas out there? Like, throw things at the wall, see what sticks, as someone used to say. There's another creator I watched that said that, and I like that line. Clearly it stuck with me. But just, like, throw things out there. Be like, what if my life could be way better than it is right now? What if, like, I can make money in a way no one's ever made it before? What if, you know, like, I could do this? What if this is possible? Like, if you haven't seen it before, then be the one that creates it. Like, you know, be the first. Because there's a first for everything. If there's a will, there's a way, right? So it's like, why don't you be the first? And sometimes the thing is, like, you'll fall at the beginning. It's almost like you could fall down the first time you try and do something, or you try and believe in something, that the world will knock you down. But I always think that the fall itself is like the planting of the seed, right? It's like you're falling into the ground, getting buried, and then, like, later on you come up again, you rise again from the ground. And I've talked about this so many times in my videos, the idea of planting seeds. So that's how I see it, is like, you plant the seed and it might not show up right away in your world, but you sort of, like, have this little teeny seed of faith. It's just a little idea. You're just throwing it out there, like, hey, I think this would be cool. And then you kind of wait to see what comes back from that. And it's not like you're waiting around, spending your time waiting around. Obviously, you move forward with your life, but then, you know, just in the future, sometimes things just show right up, like, when you least expect it. And it's almost like it's worth it to invest in little ideas for the future. Like, if it's not for yourself right now, like, invest in it for, I know people hate talking about the future because there is only now, technically, people like to say, which is the truth, but we are humans and we also live in this, like, slowed down version of reality. So we do have an unfolding, it seems, at least to our perspective. So think of it like investments in yourself for the future. So even if you don't have an immediate return on something, think of it kind of like you're putting all these options out there for you, for your higher self to work with. Sort of like throwing ideas out there to later on become something. Like, I think of it like the intentions I set are like many, many ideas that I'm putting out there so that my higher self has more things to work with to put together a storyline. It's kind of like you're giving it all the pieces and you're like, here, can you make a story from this stuff for me? And it's like, all right, cool. Like, it formulates the story for you. So you're just the one that's like the idea maker. Like, the more creative you can get, the more inspired you can be. Like, let your mind, like, if you need to just, like, feel free again, I promise you, like, just be like a little kid right now. Just, like, let your mind go wild and talk about, like, all the crazy things that you wish were possible in the world, or you think could be possible, or, like, just talk about, like, cool things that you think would be awesome. Like, you want superpowers? I don't know, talk about superpowers. Like, just get crazy with it. Because I feel like it just, like, opens your mind back up again and gets you more in, like, that mode of, like, expansion and not being so constricted, contracted, and gets you thinking beyond the current sort of world that we're living in. It gets you thinking to something new, because, again, don't base what's possible on what you see right now. Like, don't base it on right now, because it's not based on right now. As I said, I don't know if I said this in a recent video or if I recorded it and didn't post it, but there was a video I did record where I mentioned how selecting a new reality is sort of like in the movie Lucy, where she sees all those lines in front of her and can zoom in on one. It doesn't matter what the past reality is showing. It doesn't matter what's currently happening. You're just selecting something completely new. Like, it doesn't have to be related to right now at all. It can literally just be like, I'm choosing something new. That's it. Like, the lines aren't connected, you know? You're just choosing an entirely new reality. So it doesn't have to be based on what's currently in front of you or what's currently possible. It doesn't have to be logical. just choose something and throw it out there. And again, the higher self is the one that connects things together and like tries to make it into a story for you. Like it follows behind you and connects things. And I always say this is why in the moment things don't always make sense. When you're talking about new things or thinking about the future, it seems disconnected. It seems like I don't know how this is all going to come together or work out. But once you look back on your life, everything seems to make sense. It seems to connect with each other. And that's like your higher self following behind you, creating the storyline. So don't feel like you need to be perfect or it all has to make logical sense. Just get creative. So yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. Just being more open to the possibilities of life. Like, be open to things actually working out. Be open to things even greater than you could ever imagine. Like, that's what I've started doing, because if you don't ever put the possibility out there, then how do you ever expect it to happen to you? Like, you gotta throw the ideas out there for the universe to work with, right? So I always do that, and then I just sort of like, let it grow inside me, whatever. Just leave it, as I said in my last video, just see what happens, And you also, the best thing I ever did was just stop putting pressure on myself to have things happen immediately. I just started to see it as like, I'm just throwing seeds out there. I'm just going to wait. And one day they're going to grow and, then I'll have a cooler future. It's like, might as well throw them out now for the next version of me or whatever. So anyways, my cat's meowing, so I got to go. But she's calling. So I'll see you guys in the next video. But thank you for watching. All right, bye.